Hey everybody, it's SK again. In the last episode, episode 100, bear in mind, we went to... where is this place called? Called Utterum's Sky Fortress, and basically laid waste to freaking everything in our path with a giant Big Daddy-ass type of machine. It was pretty baller, it was pretty badass, but now it is time to move onwards. In fact, it was so baller and badass that I did it a second time off camera. To finish some of the repeatable quests that I saw that we had available, and because it was pretty nifty. I did it in like 15 minutes, but it has something like a 10-minute cooldown, or, excuse me, 10-hour cooldown or something to that effect. Having said that, though, it is time to move on to, oh my god, what is that? What? What is that? Holy shit, what is that? Captain Wigthor. Isn't this the thing that you could actually turn into? Like the OG Abyss battles, you could actually... Ouch, I just smacked my desk. Isn't there something that you could... Hang on a second, I have to like fix this. Something's slipping and sliding where it is not supposed to be. But isn't this the thing that an OG Aion you could actually turn into something like this if you were defending... a siege from, like, if Asmodians held a fortress and the Elias are trying to attack, like, the #1 ranking person could actually turn into this effective raid boss that was, well, a raid boss. He would basically destroy you without so much as a second thought. And it would require a raid full of people to take him down, which I actually thought was a really, really awesome idea for a PvP concept, because, I mean... PvP is all well and good, but in something like that where it's supposed to be this massive, like, less PvP in the one-on-one sense and more of like RVR in terms of just massive people fighting another massive horde of people, something like that would be actually beneficial to the team doing the defense, because it's a big freaking fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a coral trico. It's a coral... It's a seahorse. It is a literal seahorse. Alright. Onwards and upwards.
Oh my, how long have you been here?
About 2 seconds right when I walked in front of you. There are always so many mysteries to unravel when you're somewhere new. Everything has a story, even the rocks and trees. Especially here where the land has been underwater for so long. There's so much history. Even back home, I'm sure there are so many things we must have forgotten or misremembered. Don't you think it's fascinating? I think it's fascinating that you use the term misremembered, personally. Oh, I'm sorry, we haven't met. I thought you were someone else and I just started talking. I'm Nixie, nice to meet you. Hi, I'm me. Oh, Bonnet said you should come talk to me. Out of all the other scholars and researchers here. Wow, I didn't think he thought very much of me, but that might be the way he talks. He's very formal, don't you think? Oh, I'm babbling again. Sorry, he must have sent you to me because researching things outside of the base, right? That makes sense. Here, let me show you something. What's this?
I need more information about, the ruins piece. I'll tell you where I found this one. Please go there and search for similar pieces.
Okie dokie then?
Wait, you didn't come here to see me, did you?
Of course I did. If I didn't come here to see you, I wouldn't be talking to you, dear. Oh, it's you. Good, I really need your help with something. Not that it isn't good to see you, but your skill is needed more than your company right now. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'm always a fantastic tool. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. Could you get rid of blooming petal sprites for me? Okay.
I hope fate finds you strong.
Uh-huh. I have an urgent request. I need some Wandering Seafa investment scale and a coal main trico scale. Arian scholars have proposed we corroborate our research regarding the ecology of this land and the vast rest to retain these two samples. Although our Asmodian scholars are excellent, the depth of knowledge that the Rayans possess is just unfathomable. If we involve them in our study, we can not only expect improved results, but we'll strengthen the friendship between the Asmodians and the Rayans. When you obtain the samples, please let the Rayan scholar, or please take them to the Rayan scholar Lastaven. Neato.
Greetings.
Hey, you've traveled a lot. Can you help me? I'm looking for a few dried seaweed samples. A number of scholars are making rapid progress on the research, and the sharing of data across different fields of study can have a really positive impact at a time like this. Research is never limited to a single discipline, and I'd really like to help others with the research as well. So, for shiggles, I actually turned on the, like, show low-level quest things to see, you know, for whatever quote-unquote side quests there might be. There are none, with the exception of a few group and repeatable ones. So I find it fascinating that at this point in time, they're like, yeah, you need to do all of this. Like, do all of it. Not some of it, not part of it, the whole fucking thing. You know, Chanters are extremely dangerous when they get you into any sort of, like, stun capacity. Because most of their abilities I'm noticing that I have on my hotbar are relating to some kind of status effect of some kind. Either a stun or a parry or what have you. I mean, sure, I guess? Hey, I got a group. I'm actually working with another human being. What the hell is the meaning of this? What? How are we working with people? How does this... Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, I hate your face. Stupid little creature thing. I will say that it's nice that they actually have a visual notification for when you have blind on. Even though it's a little bit irritating, but then again, you're blinded. It should be irritating by default. So, where is this dude going? His name is Notebook. No, his name is... Notaka. Okay, I have no idea what the hell that means. Cool. Alright, I need to kill petal sprites. I don't know what you're doing, dude. You're putting me in a group, so... Hopefully that means we will get shared experience. I have straight up been completely silent. How long have I not been talking? Hang on a second. Well, actually, I can't hang on a second. I can't actually watch what I've been recording. So there might be a little bit of post-recording in this if that means that I have been silent for 14 minutes. If that is the case, you have my sincerest apologies. I have literally been talking this entire time. How the hell did that turn off? Because my mute button is 9. I don't have anything bound to 9 on anything. I don't have anything bound to that. I am confused. And a little bit saddened by that. But man, I had some really prime fucking jokes. I couldn't repeat them now because I don't remember them anymore. But I know I had some great material in there somewhere. Also, seriously, are we actually underwater still? Because everything is making like water, blah, 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 you know, burbling sounds and stuff. And it's throwing me off my game. And wouldn't all this stuff be jelly on the ground by now? I mean, they were, you know, it rose from the sea and shit. Wouldn't they just be all, like, spineless? And I'm not saying that in sort of, like, the derogatory term. I mean, they would be literally spineless because you're floating in the sea. You don't really need a spine for much of anything. You know, that's usually vertebrates are usually... I'd say the king in, you know, areas where gravity is king, which doesn't make any sense. But... you know, invertebrates are much more common in the sea than they are on land, just because the nature of the sea doesn't necessarily require as much. You know, I mean, if you're going to be an invertebrate on land, you're not gonna be too terribly high up on the food chain. Whereas an invertebrate in the sea may not necessarily be that high up on the food chain either, but they have a higher chance of survival overall. Methinks, because you know you're in the sea. There is gravity is not as much of a factor. Well, that's not necessarily true. Like, I mean, gravity is actually a huge factor the farther you get down into the water, the more pressure and all that kind of stuff. Look, I just basically debunked my own damn sentence. Fuck it. Basically, long story short, you know, all of this stuff should be jelly on the ground. They should all be dead, shouldn't they?
Wait, you didn't come here to see me, did you?
Blooming petal sprites. They should be called glooming petal brights. Oh, hi. Can I help you? Oh, wait. I've forgotten your name. Oh, did you do the thing? Oh, God. This girl sounds like me. Fantastic. Thank you. I'm sorry for my rudeness. I just get so engrossed in my research. I'll be focused on even more now. Thank you. I'll remember your name next time, too, probably. I have enough Master Odella powder to, like... I wanted to say start my own weed shop, but that doesn't really make any sense. I can really use those dry seaweed samples. Yep. Please give me a moment. Dear me, even the plants went through some drastic changes. How could seaweed even survive through the transformations of the scale? See, that's what I'm asking! The adaptability of the entire ecosystem is like nothing I've seen before. The only conclusion that there's an external force at work here. Oh, great. God did it. Alright. I see how it is. Oh, I never actually got back, like, my soul healing stuff. Whoops. Alright, so... what am I doing now? That was pretty neato and all. Neato petito and all that good stuff. Let's see if I can go down this way, then. Are you guys aggro? Are you aggro? You do not. Good. Fantastic. I know, that's a wonderful sound. Yeah, that's definitely a Balar. That's exactly what I said last time, right? I said it was a Balar, not a Treant, right? Lines and carvings are just barely visible in the crumbling stone. These might be the same. Some of the lines look similar, but the marks are too eroded to be sure. Okay, so that's following down the cliffs. If I need... invisible walls, game. Like... Aion, for God's sake, you've got some of the weirdest damn places to put invisible walls on. I mean, this is a game where you can fucking fly. Why? I can kind of understand why invisible walls may be a thing, but, like, you can fly. Why are you purposely limiting someone's ability to explore? They have wings. They can fly. Their helmet does that whoosh thing. Oh, F yourself, Trico. I don't want to even start with you and your goddamn rainbow horns and... frickin', I'm not envious, but I might be envious because why I want a horse like that. I don't even want a horse, but if I could get a horse, I want one with fucking rainbow horns. Don't even start with me. So I gotta run down here. There aren't words. There doesn't seem to be much in the way of questesses up here. Again, I checked the low-level questy stuff and I didn't see much of anything. Options. Or maybe it's just because I hadn't discovered these areas yet, so maybe it's just not showing it because... Hi! How are you, good sir? I'm not in the area yet. Alright, I need to, like, drop some fat skills on you here. If you don't mind, because it's a sea roton. God, it's under the sea all over again. And by all over again, I mean for the first time. So, where are we going? Stuff like that is why I like this game. The ability to just jump off a cliff and float down. It's so great. Oh yeah, that's a scary-ass thing. The stone here is well preserved. The carvings similar to the ones on Nixie's relic. Look up. The upper part of the tablet seems intact. The carvings are similar, but not identical. I wonder what's underneath. A piece is missing near the base. Nixie's relic fits perfectly into the stone, and the lines form into an unmistakable symbol of the Dragon Lord Tiamat. I've got a bad feeling about this. No shit, Sherlock. So do I. Ew. It's a rotting corpse. It smells foul. That's straight up text RPG stuff right there. A foul-smelling Dracan corpse still dressed in the armor of the Dragon Lord Tiamat. Something is not right here. The corpse is badly decayed, indicating it's been here for a long time, but there are fresh cuts and markings and marring the skin. So... okay, Tiamat was the one... So, okay, I think I'm misremembering the lore here a bit, because originally it was Tiamat. These were Tiamat's lands. The four zones, you know, Catalim and whatever the fuck they're called. The four zones. The four big, honking, huge-ass zones that were more PvE than PvP. They were, I think, Tiamat zones, and then I think we killed Tiamat, and then Veritra showed up and was like, oh, hell no. That's my place. And then, you know, things happened, and, you know, lands got sunk. Why am I hurting? Why am I drowning? Why am I drowning on dry land? That used to be underwater. That still sounds like it's underwater, even though it's dry land. I don't understand it, man. I don't get it. Frickin' sea celids? Great. Fricaselids, or however you pronounce those things. I don't even know. Underwater Venus flytraps. That's the shit of nightmares right there. Ugh. But why would a dead, badly decayed have fresh attack marks on it? That means something was attacking it long after it died, so that means that body pissed somebody off somewhere. Could you not step to me, Trico? You were great in the Guardian. Excuse me, the last Guardian. There we go.
Wait, you didn't come here to see me, did you?
I got really excited about what you might find out there, and then I got really worried because you weren't back yet. I'm glad you're okay, but, did you find anything? A few things, actually. The Dragon Lord's soldiers. I was gonna say shoulders, like, that's a weird thing to find. The Dragon Lord's soldiers. I knew it was right to worry. You're not hurt, are you? And the tablets did have something to do with Tiamat. I think this land has a longer, more sordid history than we realized. I should No, I'll talk to Bonat about this. I have a feeling you're going to be a lot of help. I know, because I'm baller. Magic boost, flight time, so I'll take those, even though what I have is still better. Evolving Mysteries. Talk with Wal K. And you're going to be, like, southish? Yeah? Okay, yeah, you're, like, south. You're, like, super south. Wait a minute. Ray and Relics Reclaimed. What the hell is that? Oh yeah, I forgot to give that to what's-his-face. Oh yeah, I totally gotta do that. I'll take care of that off camera, because I'm running back up there for just that. It's like 2% EXP. It's not worth it. But anyway, just to point this out, she said this may have a more sordid history than they realize. The place was fucking sank into the sea for God knows how long, and it only took the killing of what was basically a god, comparative to everybody here, for it to actually come back from the sea. So, you know, of course its history is going to be sordid. It was an undersea freaking kingdom. They're always sordid. Did you watch The Little Mermaid? Did you see the politicking going on there? And did you know that the actual story for The Little Mermaid is way more effed up than the Disney version. I mean, that's usually the case because Disney has a tendency to Disneyfy things and make them more children-friendly. But The Little Mermaid is a really effed up story, dude. Like, really effed up story. Instead of her having her quote-unquote voice magically stolen, you know, she ends up being, like, I think it's like her tongue gets cut out or something. And then, you know, because, you know, she never had legs before becoming a human, so, you know, walking on her feet was like being stabbed by 1,000 small knives because her foot had never gotten used to the concept of walking before. And, you know, she was just in misery and agony, and she ended up not even marrying, like, the prince dude that she was in love with. He ended up marrying some other chick, and she was so distraught that she basically just threw herself, you know, into the water and drowned herself, and something about turning into mist or something. It was actually, there was a small element of sort of, like, poetic justice in there at the end, but, like, seriously, that shit's dark. That's, like, real dark. If you ever want to give yourself nightmares, read some of Grimm's fairy tales. And those are kids' tales. Kids in like the 16th, 17th century were fucked up, man. You're an Asmodian. Why have you come to me? Metley asked me to bring you these samples. Metley sent you? Let me see. Yes, these are the scales we've been looking for. Star Wars references abound, dude. Fascinating. The adaptability of the creatures here is truly remarkable. Inshara has gone through a great many changes. Normally, most existing creatures would be unable to cope with a major ecological transformation and would become extinct. Well, that's what I'm saying! They would eventually be replaced by new species, but the creatures here somehow managed to adapt on their own. This is... well, it's tough to explain, but you may say that they're like our race. So, in other words, a fucking wizard did it. Is that what we're going to here? A wizard did it? I mean, you know, there are worse things to come by than a wizard did it, but seriously, a fucking wizard did it? Yeah, see, there are no quote-unquote low-level quests. It's weird that this is the only thing over here, and then it's like, back to the quest line! To be fair, I mean, all of the Aion areas were kind of linear in the way that they wanted you to progress. It was actually a very... I'm not sure if I want to use the word natural, but it was a fairly organic progression system in that, you know, you knew what part of the zone you're going to end up in. You know, the one closest to the base is where you started, and the farthest from the base is where you ended. You know, so it was kind of a natural progression system. But again, they were usually more like one-off quests, and it's frankly a little bit weird that there aren't here. It feels almost kind of sparse, like a lot of it might just be scenery. Even though it's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful scenery, it still kind of feels a lot like scenery and filler. I'm not even killing any of the things here. That's the thing that gets me. Woohoo! I got a buff! Music's freaking me out, man. Arden Village. Something is like 12 kilometers away, so I guess I'm running like the fucking Flash here. I mean, no wonder she has such, you know, nice, strong legs, given the fact that she runs literally everywhere. You know, ignoring the wings part.
Asfalumbra.
Asfalumbra! As the expedition moves deeper into Enshar, we're discovering more and more that needs our attention. We're investigating Tiamat's ruins. Thanks to the information you brought back, we haven't learned anything new yet. Beyond that...
Meet with Kronag, a Rayan civilization expert, and learn about the scholars' participation in the expedition.
Okie dokie. Sounds good to me. I'm not gonna...
You must continue moving forward.
Quit interrupting me. I'm trying to be nice here. I need you to spearhead an assault on Rentus base. It's a Rayan outpost that we've happened to use as a staging area. The Belura somehow discovered it, and we don't need those resources in their claws. While the Rayans have not formally requested our assistance, this is a time to prove that Asmodee will be a staunch ally to whatever Icos asks of you. I also get the feeling that maybe these two zones are going to be, like, retconning all the shit that may have happened beforehand, because I get the feeling that the Rayans were not exactly super buddy-buddy beforehand. Methinks. Gollum, Asmodee Daeva. I saw you speaking with Walke. Since I imagine she sent you to me for a reason, allow me to say first that we have not forgotten the friendship your people showed us when Sarpan was lost. It seemed only fitting that we aid you in your exploration of this new land. Of course, the discovery of the Dragon Lord's involvement has shaken many of my brethren, but I still have good faith that this is the right path. Lady Seal will guide us to safety once again. So, what is it you study? I study anthropology, so does Nixie. It is known that the ancient civilizations of Catalum eventually collapsed on their own, after which the Dragon Lord Tiamat came to rule the land. When Catalum was lost along with Tiamatra and Sarpan, This land rose up from the ocean, and the information you and Nixie discovered indicated that Tiamat had some involvement here. So, of course, I have to wonder, what connection is there between Catalem and this new land?
Biologist Kenovi claims he found vestiges of evolution in creatures near here. But he's out there all by himself, and I fear for his safety. Could you please go and help him?
Pulled together some interesting thoughts of late, but I think you should hear from him instead of me, although I admit it's the only reason I suggest I speak with him. He left base a while ago to pursue his theories, and I have been worried. Okay. So Catalem, Sarpan, Atia Marantra all sank to the sea, and this one rose up in spite of it, which means that this was probably like Tiamat's undersea base sort of thing, like this was his kiddie pool. Is that what I'm getting here?
What do you want?
I don't know, a quest? Have you ever been to Sarpan, Daeva? It was a beautiful place. Actually, I have, and it was actually a goddamn gorgeous zone. I'm glad there have been so many Rayan refugees joining the expedition, but I know they suffer from the loss of their home. I feel for them. I studied in Sarpan for a while under some of the famous chefs. They taught me a lot. Actually, that gives me an idea. Maybe I can do something. I could get some of the recipes from Sarpan. I'll need yellow spinefish. Da-ba-da-ba-da. I need stuff and things. You know how it goes. Excuse me? What the Barfignugan? I can't go in here? Excuse me?
How can I help? I hope I was of some help.
Why can I not go in here and do the things? I guess it's not important, but I kind of wish I could go in there and do the things. That'd be pretty sweet. Unless it's one of those, like, one-on-one free-for-all PvP areas, at which point, fuck that. So, Spinefish! We need to speak on things. Mainly, you know, your innards for food. So we can create, basically, comfort food for a cousin species of ours that basically got their home destroyed. Kind of like we did, only they got it the second time in a row, which kind of, like, super sucks for them. I appreciate your cooperation on this matter. Also, are they flying? Are they underwater? I don't understand. Could you? Oh, I don't have any of my buffs on anymore. I gotta fix that shit real quick. Lack of battle music is freaking me out a little bit. So, Spinefish. What's up? I said Spinefish, not Catfish. That's completely different. And way more prevalent now that the internet's become a thing. I couldn't remember what buttons I needed to press. I was reading and I'm like, what does that say? SA4? What does that mean again? I'm a dongle. Woohoo! I can't read words any faster than this. Woohoo! It wasn't good. I tried, though. I promise I tried. I always try. I fail miserably most of the time, but I do try. Now, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. There we go. I really need to start using these potions because at this point they're actually... like, they're kind of useless. I mean, this is every 160 every 2 seconds for 20 seconds, so that's 1600 MP. Like, I'm pretty sure I regen more than that naturally with this. Where is it? Recover MP by 72. I actually do... well, I guess it's... well, I didn't need to actually fight that. Alright, well, it's ugly and it scares me, so it deserves to die on those principle alone. Oh, hi. How you doing? How you doing, my friend? Could you not sweep? If you could, I'd be, like, super appreciative. Thank you. Oh, it's a stun. I forgot about that little tidbit. And it's a goddamn 2-minute stun? Are you kidding me? Alright. Let's see how it is. So wait, let me read this spell again. Inflicts 1026 to 1158 physical damage and it stuns it for 3 seconds. So it's a 3-second stun on a 2-minute cooldown, dependent upon a loss of control on my part, huh? Alright, that seems balanced. Now I remember why I put it on a weird-ass button that I'll never use for anything. Cool! Hi, fungi. Hi, fungi. Hi, fungi. Hi, fungi. I can't think of anything that rhymes with funky. Like monkey, but I don't know if that somehow sounds like racist or something. That's not the button I wanted to press. But that's fine. I'll just probably one-shot that. I didn't one-shot him. That makes me so sad. I'm getting flesh from fungus. Alright, that's cool. If you could kindly die, though. Oh, I actually am hurting kind of bad. I should, you know, do something about that. Now, what else do I need to do? Is that it? Are those the only things I need? Alright, this is pretty straightforward and to the point. And this land is beautiful. I wonder how the other zone looks. Signia. Maybe that's one of those, because there were 4 zones that sank into the sea and 2 that came up. So maybe this is the more, like, super under the sea, and the other one was just kind of like, hey, you know, we weren't really here. Maybe like a swamp type thing. Did you bring the ingredients I needed? Your order of flesh has arrived. That sounds... That's what he said to her. Let me put these in here and mix them.
Off with you.
I'll wait. How's it going?
What do you want?
Perfect, it's done. The raw meat adds just a bit of flavor to the broth, and the soup heats it up just a bit. It's supposed to be mostly raw, though. Delicious. Please add this to the Rain Scholar Kronog. It actually smells great. Sure. Blowfish and fungus. Fucking breakfast of champions. It seems your people are busy here, too. The Rans are also working. As before, it's all we can do to survive, but we can't help thinking about Sarpan. What is that scent? It smells a lot like the seafood soup I used to enjoy in my homeland. By Karun's eye, I didn't know your people thought upon us so kindly. This gesture I won't ever forget. Many thanks. I'll tell my fellow Rans of your generosity. May Seal fly with you. Yup, yup. We're baller. That's how we do. So, do I go down to Kenobi now? I go to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is that how this shit rolls? Like, y'all gotta make do with what we got. And be, time efficient here, because I got Samurai Jack coming on in about an hour and a half. And as I said before, I ain't missing that. Waited 13 goddamn years, I'm watching my Samurai Jack. And goddamn freaking Adult Swim for airing 4 goddamn hours of Rick and Morty. Like, I get it, it's an April Fool's joke, and my understanding is they've done that previously, but it's fucking Samurai Jack, man! It's Samurai Jack! How can you preempt Samurai Jack for Rick and Morty? It's Rick and Morty! I mean, it's not bad. You know, it's witty and clever in its own kind of way. It kind of makes me think of, like, Family Guy meets The Simpsons meets people with, you know, that sort of, like, careful, don't cut yourself on that edge kind of stupid and snarky humor. But, like, it's Rick and Morty, man. It's Samurai, like, Rick and Morty versus Samurai Jack. Jack will have to win, of course. And I will fight anyone who says otherwise. I'm not walking in the right direction. Where the hell am I going? Oh, I guess I'm going around. Okay. That's a big-ass dead starfish, too. I guess I'm going up this way. Hup, hup. I said hup, 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 hup. I said hup. There you go. So I guess I'm going around this way, huh? Alright. Surrounded by mobs. Beset on all sides by the non-believers. To F yourself. Harpy thing. Sea harpy. It's a freaking sea harpy. I just thought about that. They're sea harpies. Why? Why did these exist? Are you still gonna fight me? Still gonna start with me? Okay, that's what I thought. Malthorn!
Aion has led you here.
I do not know if your interests lie in matters such as this, but I believe this is worth noting, as I've noticed your people find it difficult to adapt to an environment lacking aether. For some time now, I've been conducting research and attempting to find ways to replenish aether in places where it is scarce. We Rains discovered a way to survive on Drana, but only after much training and research. We don't believe that it's a solution to the problem. We're also born as we're born from Aion, there will come a time when we must return to the Aether. Ouchies. I wasn't paying attention, I just smacked my desk. I share this out of my concern for your people, so you will not endure the same torment we have suffered. If you can bring me some Highland Malador seeds, I can demonstrate an interesting experiment for you. Okie dokie. That sounds pretty nifty.
Ah, when did you arrive?
Right now. Yes, what? Who are you? I don't have time to talk right now, unless you want to talk about research, I guess. Actually, I do. Kronag sent me. You're also a dick. Don't worry, I ad-libbed that bit. Because it's true. You're a dick. Oh, you do? He did? Well, I trust Kronag. If he sent you, I'll be happy to tell you about my findings. Not my feelings, clearly. Perish the thought. So the research samples found on Pentachroma Coast showed that Enshar had definitely, as we knew, been underwater for a long time. No shit, Sherlock. But they showed me something else, too.
Materials. I need more sample materials for my research. Please secure some hides of creatures living in this area. Hurry.
Oh yeah, you definitely sound like a researcher of, high rapport, dick. Evolution, which is to be expected, of course, but the signs indicate... Well, I can't say for sure, but I have a theory. I need more samples to study. If you're here to help... Island husks and...
What's up?
The sky, apparently. And, I guess... Helios Town? I don't know. I need you to do something for me. Fortunately for you, it's an interesting task. I don't know if you have an opinion on the Teji. Teji? Teji? Sure, Teji. But I think they're interesting subjects for research. We might be able to make some amazing discoveries by studying their society. Would you be help Teji weapons for me? I don't even know what a Teji is, but... I mean, I'm okay with it, I suppose. What am I doing now? Echoes.
Nice day, isn't it?
That name, Echios, why is your name familiar? Aren't you one they called Ashta? We're all grateful that you've done so much for my people. Now here's what I know about Renta's base. The Balar who invaded belonged to the Visharti Legion. Their attack was sudden and vicious. Ariana is one of the fortunates who escaped. She can tell you more. Ariana! Hang on a sec, you got more quests for me? Oh.
Do not take youth for granted.
I'm not, certainly now, good sir. Believe me, I have learned the error of my ways in that regard. So, where? Where is Ariana? Ariana? Where the fuck is the girl I need to talk to? Her name is Ariana. So... Moment of crisis. Ariana. At Renta's base. Remains inside the base. She may have been captured by the Balar. Renta's base. Where the fuck is Renta's base? Oh. It's a goddamn dungeon. Well, that's gonna be a bit problematic, isn't it? Well... Oh, it's literally, like, right there. Okay. That explains some things. Well, on that note, this is, again, a bit of a shorter episode. I do apologize. But, man, Samurai Jack's coming on, and I can't miss it. And to start anything now would probably take another 25 or 30 minutes, so... thank you guys for stopping by and watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you want to see more, you can go ahead and subscribe. If you want to send I wanted to say fate mail. If you want to send hate mail, you're more than welcome to. And I will see you guys next time. And again, I apologize for, I guess, maybe the first 15 minutes of this being completely blank. I don't know, man, but if it's not great, if it is, I'm sorry, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.